Hello everybody, it's Christine. Time for a scrapbook process video with our baby got scraps. Let's see what we got. This was the next one on the pile. Okay, so this picture is, oh my gosh, my baby was, I don't think the date's on here, but she's definitely less than, I'm going to say 6 weeks. That's my hubby back in the day. And here are my papers. So I've got this Meggy Blethen mixed media background. These pieces here, the watermelon's not really, I could use the red. I got this cute little, oh, that's cute, little ladybugs. That's cute. And then I have these black and white, or black and red ones. These are actually kind of school papers. True, it says meow. Maybe they're actually cat papers, if I look close enough. And then this little flower here. So I've got to think on this one. I may dig around on Pinterest and see what other people have done with this. I'm imagining that, hey Saturn, the picture's going to go kind of down here. After that, I don't really know. Maybe I'll punch stuff out. Maybe I'll make little flower punches. Ooh, I think I have some flower punches, y'all. I think I'm going to do that because I can just flower around it. I think I might do that. Okay, give me just a second and I'll come back on. Okay, you guys, quick check-in. I have pulled out, I thought about punches, but I only had one. I didn't have a flower punch, I thought. But I do have these dies here. I think they're old Bo Bunny dies, as I recall. I'm debating on this tag. I don't want to take away from the circular design of this mixed media layout here. So I'm going to have to think about it. But I definitely kind of want to use these flowers because I do have all these little sides, these little flowers, and there's little leaves. So I may end up getting into my scraps, my greens again. Maybe. We'll see. But definitely want to run the paper through these little flowers here so I can build some stuff. So let me work on that and I'll be back on. Okay, you guys, what I've done already is I used my dies and I've cut those various size flowers and I've been dry embossing all of the flowers with my little tool there, and it just causes the petals to kind of like lift up and curl up. And I'm at the very back end of that because you didn't need to sit there and watch me do, I don't even know how many flowers, y'all, 35 flowers or something such. I cut everything, all the colored papers except for the one that had the, actually, it was watermelons on the back side, but it's red dots. I didn't use that one because I thought I might end up having to use it some other kind of way, and I don't. So I'm actually going to put that in one of my other kits. So I'll pull that out at some point in the future. So I'm arranging these flowers. In my mind, I'm just going to do like a diagonal design from upper left to bottom right. And I put the bigger flowers out, and then I'm going to kind of layer up some of them because, and that is how these dies are kind of meant to work, by the way. They have, like, the sizes are, you know, what's the word, scales down, and you can layer them on top of each other. So some of these I do layer and some I don't. I kind of put out the first little, let's say, layer first, and then I look to see, okay, which ones do I want to put a layer on? And I'm kind of just trying to create a nice variety of color and size and things like that. And I'm just really clumping these flowers all around these corners here. And I say clumping in a nice way. I like actually how it turns out. I'm not going to lie. This turned out surprisingly well. And I say that because I was a little worried when I started cutting them. I thought, oh gosh, are these the right colors after all with this mixed media background? But it actually works out really well. So anyway, I want to kind of organize all these. Now I'm going to go away because you don't need to sit there and watch me glue them down either. So what I'm going to do is take my Nuvo glue, and after I get these figured out, I will glue the little layers to each other. And then I will glue the flowers down, and I'm not going to lie, they probably don't end up exactly where I have them here. I'm really just kind of getting the feel of where I want the things to go, generally speaking. But they end up pretty close. You know, I try to keep them pretty close to where they were. And I kind of put them on top of each other in some clay, and like I squish them together a little bit because I want to create like this feeling of abundance with the flowers. So I've glued them all down, and you can kind of see where they are. And I have one or two that are kind of off, the smaller ones off the edges, you know, or whatever, that kind of go off the side. But that's where they're going to go. And you can see there's some black matte enamel dots on the left side there, and I'll put those in the center in a minute. But first I'm going to take this title. I have this, like, I think it's, I want to say stickopotamus, and that don't seem right. That's not exactly right. It's some letters that I do like the font. I will tell you they're black, like holographic. I don't love that they're holographic, but it doesn't hurt my feelings either. Like, I don't necessarily care that they're holographic. Now, when I do the title here initially, I kind of come up, it's going to be Daddy's Little Girl. And I'm kind of coming up, you can see where I'm at. I'm going up on the angle. My plan is to use the, like, little pie lines or whatever to make my title, like, straight or aligned with each other or whatever, right? So, but I realized after I get it down, and I probably shouldn't have left all this in here, but I'll put this down and I'll realize I don't care for the fact that it's so high up and it's so far away from like any of the flowers and stuff like that. And they're a little bit too separated. So I'm going to get Daddy's little girl down here and then realize I need to bring it down. I'll move them. I'll basically rotate them. I'm going to end up bringing like girl down a little pie piece. Little will come down a pie piece. And Daddy's will come down some pie pieces or whatever. So you'll kind of see that in just a second. Because I sit there and make you watch this whole thing. My apologies. I don't actually, and I also have pulled out, you can kind of see them on the right-hand side. I've pulled out a few pieces of ephemera. I'm going to end up using those to kind of fill in the flowers and just give it a little more depth. Hold on. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just had a huge coughing fit. My daughter's shouting from the kitchen, Mom, are you okay? I had just a tickle. It was the craziest thing. Anyway, what I'm saying is I have the ephemeras on the right-hand side there. You can still see, you can actually see the stack of flowers. I still had a little bit left over. I'm going to put those in my die cut box that I had done like a little couch project on. But the ephemeras, I'm going to start kind of filling these in. And y'all, I love how this turned out. I'm not going to lie. I was like, holy cow, this looks so cute. So I'm going to put this little banner there. There was actually a couple of banner options. Oh, I should tell you, my initial rule to myself was to use my like spare embellishments. I think I've showed you guys like in these baggies, but none of those really looked. I pulled them out. I didn't care for any of the color combinations with it. So I actually got off into my Vicky Blethen ephemera, y'all. I mean, it is a Vicky Blethen piece of mixed media, so it's okay. I went ahead and got off in there and I pulled just some random stuff. I don't even know what collections these are from, y'all, to be honest with you. I don't think they're Fernwood. I have no idea. I got a couple little birds. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, daddy, daughter, birds. I got that little love thing. There's that little like binder clip looking thing. There's this little heart that has like love kind of printed over it. I was kind of feeling like that banner was inspired. I'm not going to lie. I was so proud of myself tucking all this stuff down in here. And then there's 3 little wordy bits, little phrases here. And I'm just laying them down initially because I'm trying to figure out like where are they going to fit? Where does it look nice? And what I will end up doing is coming back in with some foam squares, and where they kind of laid, if they were not like touching the paper or whatever, I put the foam square there. And then if they were kind of touching, I use Nuvo glue. I stuck with Nuvo glue on this particular layout. I don't think I even pulled my ATG out, to be honest with you. I might have glued the picture down with ATG. I'm not sure. But I stuck with mostly Nuvo glue. And then I use these little foam squares up under these little pieces and stuff here. And I really enjoyed how this turned out. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of impressed with myself. Do you ever pat yourself on the back and try not to break your arm? That's what I'm doing over here. Because I'm not going to lie. When I first started, I was a little bit like, well, I hope this goes okay. Sometimes I'm not terribly confident, and then I'm really proud at the end of the day. Y'all don't laugh at me. I guess you can, actually. I guess I put it out there, so it's only my own fault, right? Anyways, I'm kind of going through these little ephemera pieces. You can kind of see I'm putting the little foam squares on there, figuring out kind of where those go. And I don't really do any journaling or anything. I thought about it, but I probably should, actually, now that I think about it, because that's my husband and my baby girl in my husband's parents' backyard. And there's no telling where we were going, nothing like that. I don't have any idea, but it was just a new daddy, She was, like I said, she was probably maybe 2 weeks old, if that. And I know she's that small because that little carrier there, I had to have the little terry cloth foam head support deal on the inside because she was so small. But she didn't stay small long, y'all. In fact, she was 8 pounds, 3 ounces. She wasn't tiny. And she was always in the 95 percentile at the doctor's office when they had the little measurements and stuff like that. She was always a good-sized kid. And today, I think I've told you guys, she's 5'11", almost 6 feet tall. So she just stayed big. She just always grew that way and just never shrunk. There's me messing with those little words there, just kind of fiddle-farting around here. And oops, that's not the way that's going to go. It's going to come down at a little bit of an angle here. The thing that I also loved is I get into my little matte black enamel dots, and I'm going to put those in the center of all the flowers, or pretty much all the flowers. The ones you can't really see, that are kind of up underneath things, the center, I don't put them there, obviously. But I'm going to put them in the other flowers. Oh, that says Love You Lots. That's actually it was actually a square piece that I fussy cut, or I hate to use the word fussy because it's just the words. I just cut out those words from the square. And here's my little bird. Now, I messed with him for just a second because I couldn't remember how I had him. I was like, oh, I had you on here. What did I do? And the first way I stuck him on, I go, you can't see one of his legs. And I go, that's not going to work.
So I finally get him down. I'm going, I think that's where I think that's where I had that. I don't even know now, y'all, but it's close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. So it's totally fine. And I put my little foam square up underneath there. And yeah, I'm almost done, you guys. I'm going to pull out these matte enamel dots here. Now, of course, my fingers don't work real good, and I'm going to lose one or two of them kind of messing with them or whatever. I will actually end up having to come back in with Nuvo glue as well to glue with them because they don't have much adhesive on the back. I don't know the maker of these. I remember getting them at convention, and I believe it was the it's the booth that has all the enamel dots and things like that. It's like or something. I can't remember the name, y'all. It's like black and pink, I think, is the logo. But I got a couple of these because I just love these matte enamel dots. I think they're so cool looking. And I'm just, like I said, I'm going along the center of these flowers and I'm adding them. And I think this looks really neat. I was really happy with this layout. Oh, I had forgotten to glue that little heart down. I have to get that done. So there that goes. And then basically that's it, you guys. That's all I had to do this layout. It actually took me a little bit longer just because I did cut all those flowers out with dies. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. So thank you guys so much for, and dry embossing. I'm lying to y'all. It took me a little bit too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out everybody playing along. There'll be a hop list below. So make sure you give everybody some love, do the like and subscribe and all the good stuff. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye.